So welcome, and I'm so excited to have you all. Welcome for those of you guys that are brand new or it's your second team call. So without any further ado, I'm just going to share my screen. And today we're going to cover a couple of things actually, but we're just going to go through a few noteworthy items first. So let's hope this all clicks through. Is it going to click present? Yes. Okay, here we go. My computer always like that set. Okay. So really, in terms of noteworthy items this week, there's not really a great deal, guys. And for those of you coaches who are newer to the team, anything that I mention here is always mentioned on your dashboard in your coach office. And really, you know, for this team, for your own success, what I really want to see from you guys is that you are already aware of this when I start talking about it, because then you are really being the owner of your business. And that's honestly where you're really going to start to see your own kind of success, particularly if you're looking to be your own leader in time, being aware of this stuff. The Vanilla Vegan isn't kind of a new announcement, but for anybody that's new on the call, hasn't been on the past couple of ones, we've literally just launched that in the UK, which is awesome. It's still not available in the drop down as of the last time I checked to order if you're already an existing coach. If you've got somebody that wants to enroll and they want Vanilla Vegan, you can select it. But I know it was a glitch. I have chased corporate up and said, look, sort it out. We've been reporting it for 10 days now. So I'm sure as soon as I know more, I'll let you know. And if anybody's found anything out meanwhile about that drop down selection on being an existing coach, just let me know. 10 rounds, again, for some of you guys who are brand new, you've never done 10 rounds. It's the most incredible boxing and strength training program. It combines boxing one day, then strength training the next, 5 days a week. And I know everybody that did do 10 rounds, me included, absolutely loved it. And that has become available on the Beachbody On Demand platform now, so you don't need to purchase early access. So just make sure that obviously you're aware for your own needs, but also obviously for any potential clients or coaches that actually if they get the Beachbody On Demand challenge pack without getting MBF, they are going to get 10 rounds, which is pretty awesome. Launch timeline. So we had the pre and postnatal bar launch in August. The meditation has actually, I think it goes on to BOD this week. I saw it in the notifications on my coach office. So have a little check. I've been in the test group for that. And honestly, it's amazing. So have a little login. I think it might be tomorrow that it goes live, but it's a 21-day meditation. And what I loved about that, guys, is that none of the meditations are longer than 10 minutes. And for those of you guys that work full time or you're time poor, I know for me, like put me on a meditation for 15 minutes and I'm going to zone out after 10 anyway. So really, really good. And they're kind of all different, but they're some of the best, I don't know what you call them, meditation teachers. So it's really good. The 30-day breakaway is coming in October and Control Freak is coming in the winter. I don't think we have a date yet, but obviously as and when I know or it's announced, it will be in the coach office. I'm not going to go through the names here, but this is the Coach Summit for those of you guys who are brand new to the team. This happens once a year in the States. We were due to be in New Orleans in July, but it got cancelled, so we had a remote summit. But next year it's in St. Louis in July. Those are the dates. And those are the guys in the team who are already registered to come, which is honestly insane. We have a very global team, so UK, US, Canada. It's a great opportunity for us to all come together, and we've got quite a large British contingent going. So if you're a brand new coach, that is a reason to hit Success Club 3 months, 3 of your first 6 months, because if you do so, you are going to get that summit ticket for free. And I know for me as a new coach, that was just a non-negotiable for me. I was going to get my summit ticket for free. So we were talking about books actually before we started recording, just as we were coming on the call. This is a book that I actually listened to last year and I've started re-listening recently. And what I love about this book is it is a fiction book. So it's actually quite like fun, but it is all about life lessons and it's all about energy and how your kind of happiness, success, everything else is going to be dictated by the energy that you bring into the room. And it really kind of calls you out on behaviors all of us have, to be honest. But it is, and they've even got a kids book. So I actually need to dig that out on Amazon and get it ordered for Arthur because I'm so into that kind of, you know, all that personal development stuff for my little boy. Trackers. So well done, guys, for doing your trackers. Keep up your hard work with this. for those of you guys who are brand new coaches, you know, you might just be learning about the business activity tracker, but this is really going to be an indication of your future success, consistency over time, tracking your daily activities. I can promise you that's where your success is at. And if you decide that, you know, oh, this week it wasn't so good, or I'm not going to do it today, I can promise you that your business, I want to be blunt, it's not going to come off the ground. Okay. So if you want to build this business and you're here to build a great residual income and build a future, you need to be doing the tracker as soon as possible. And honestly, I don't care if you submit your tracker and it's not perfect and you haven't ticked every box. I think it's really important just to hold yourself to account that actually, do you know what? I'm going to be part of the team here and I'm going to submit my tracker, even if it's not perfect, right? Because none of us are perfect. So Laura, Marta, Stephanie Gale, Joe, Imogen, Elaine, and Charlotte, well done for submitting those. And the winner of that this week is Marta. So I know Marta's won it before, but there we go. That was the draw I did beforehand. So she'll get $15 Canadian. We need to work out what it's going to be, Marty. I think we ended up doing PayPal in the end. Because we couldn't find a way to get what Marty wanted on Amazon. So there we go. But well done. 2 new Emerald coaches this month, Shania and Laura. Absolutely smashing. I think both of these guys went Emerald in terms of enrolling their 2 people within kind of 3 or 4 hour periods. And Emerald is a decision. It's the very first rank in your business. So if you're a brand new coach, I've certainly got an Emerald in 24-hour recording I can send you, but I will be doing one this week live. So I will be posting further details about that as I change the team cover tomorrow. So well done, guys. And talking about the person who is closest to Diamond literally gives me heart palpitations. I think it probably gives Charlotte heart palpitations as well, because she is 1 coach away from Diamond, which is the 2nd rank in the business. And I'm going to unmute Charlotte in a second, because what I want to say about Charlotte, and what I think is a lesson to us all, me included, to be honest, is that your success in this business is not built by having perfect coaches that come in and they stay active and they don't quit and they don't go inactive. Your business is built by your mindset when that stuff happens. And I was telling my Level Up girls, you know, the girls pushing for Diamond in the group on Friday when we did the call, it is normal to have coach cancellations. It is part of the process. And if we are going to be successful in this business, we need to not take it personally when somebody decides it's not for them or they go inactive on the product, and just build your business with that bolster, i.e., you are allowing for the fact that there are going to be people that come into your business who it's not right for, but you don't feel that pain because you're building at such a rate that you sort of padded it out. And that's always been my personal mindset. Ever since I went Emerald, I decided that I was never going to roll backwards in rank. I was never going to be flip-flopping. So I'm just going to unmute Charlotte, actually. This is quite, or you can unmute yourself, I think. I'll ask to unmute you. Just to let her share, like, you know, just her top tips for where she's at.
Hi guys. So I've just thought like a couple of things, like since like Izzy asked me like to just share where I am at the moment. One thing that I've noticed massively that I've sort of changed in the last month is, like, I know this sounds cringy, but like taking this business really seriously now and not being like scared to tell people what I'm doing, not being embarrassed about it. Not like shying away from the fact that I do say that I'm a coach and things like that. Whereas before I was so terrified of actually coming out and saying like I'm a coach. Now people know I've told my mum about it, I've told my dad, I've told them my vision, which is to ultimately leave my full-time A&E job and do this full-time and work as a nurse as and when I want to. And that's my vision. And I've actually shared that with them now, which is a massive thing because they are very career driven for me. And a bit like Izzy's parents, you will go to uni, you will get a career. Like, this is a massive risk. And when I was camping, I told my mum and stepdad, like, this is something I'm really passionate about and I'm really interested in it. And they've been really supportive as well. So that's given us a massive confidence boost to just go at this 100%. Being in Izzy's Level Up group is absolutely changed my whole mindset. having that accountability every single week is just pushing and pushing and pushing, having Izzy going, when's your sneak peek, when's this, when's that, it's just always getting me to think about the next thing. So planning in advance is like massively helping. So I've now got my next 8 weeks of my business planned of when I'm going to date a new challenge group, when I'm going to date my sneak peek. I'm already sitting in tonight, Bank Holiday Sunday, doing my visuals for my challenge group that I'm launching in October. I'm starting to become a lot more organised, a lot more like just switched on with it and stuff. And the main thing for me as well, like I've literally connected with MBF like I don't know what. It's a program that is just me down to a T, like, and I love it. Like I love it, and I'm just unashamedly sharing it on my stories. I don't care what I look like when I hop into my videos on a morning and when I'm down in my pre-workout. Like I don't care, because I just love this program so much. I think it's just like oozing out of me, like, and that's really working. So if you guys have connected with a program and you've already done it, don't be afraid to go back and do it again. Don't be afraid to share exactly what you think of that program, what it's doing for you. I've written a post tonight that I'm posting tomorrow about MBF and about what it's done for me in terms of physical and mental aspects and stuff, because I do genuinely believe that these home workouts are insane, and like I've totally seen the value in this now, which is why I'm not embarrassed about it, because I totally believe in this stuff. Like I absolutely believe in the Shakeology, and I believe in the workouts. Like I'm in the best shape I've ever been in. I went to the gym for 2 years. So I think that's coming across in my stories. I'm more confident at overcoming objections. When people say they'd rather go to the gym, I'm like, well, this is better than a gym, like, 'cause I personally think it is. Like things like that, it's being confident. Like what we have is insane and it works, and that's why I don't care when I'm inviting people. I'm not holding back. I'm not like doubting myself, because I know that there's other girls out there who are going to need this. And you guys are probably thinking like, oh god, it's winter coming, no one's going to want to work out over Christmas and like on like dark nights. I'm going to take the perspective on it as though, who wants to go to the gym after work when it's pitch black and freezing cold? But who wants to do a workout in their nice warm living room with their own clothes on? They don't even need to spend any time traveling to the gym, like de-icing their car for 15 minutes on a morning on top of driving to the gym. Like this is the aspect that I'm going to take on it now, because that's something I would have done. I would never go to the gym in the pitch black and the freezing cold. You can do these in the comfort of your own home and things like that. So I'm definitely don't be like scared thinking, oh my god, no one's going to want to sign up to a fitness program in November when it's nearly Christmas. And still just go for it. Always try and think of like what you can relate to, and what I can relate to is not wanting to go to the gym in the freezing cold. So like that's my vision for like October, November, is trying to get people who like want to do it at home as well. But just go for it, just be confident, love what you do, show everyone you're having fun, because these programs are fun. My challenge group for October is the funnest thing I've ever thought of in my entire life, and I'm already excited about it. Like literally I can't even contain myself. I've already told my mum about it. Like literally I told my mum like everything I've planned for this challenge group. I've planned weekly challenges, healthy recipe ideas, themes, visuals, like it's all going off. Just have fun with it. This is fun. This is not what our classes work. This just feels like I'm sitting talking to a bunch of friends and we're all doing fitness together. Like it's really mind-blowing. It's completely changed my whole mindset on everything. So just be yourselves, have fun, and just like go for it. Don't be scared, don't be ashamed. What we've got is mint, and I can assure you all, like from someone who went to the gym for years and years, this works for me like I've never done before. It's come camping with me, it's been to Lincoln with me, it's going to the Maldives with me next year, it's going everywhere. Everywhere I go, this comes with me now, and that's how I see the value in it. So if anybody wants to ask me anything, like my Instagram, I'll put my Instagram in the group, I'll put my Facebook on. If anybody's got any questions, like please just ask, because I'll be willing to help you like whenever I can. But yeah, I'm one coach away from Diamond now. I've actually got enough coaches, but they've all gone in like most of them. I said to Izzy, I was one coach away from Diamond, and then I enrolled someone and 4 people went inactive, so I had to go and enroll 4 more girls. So I've enrolled 3 more girls, so I'm 1 more girl away. But yeah, just having that mindset, just dig deep, and don't focus on the negatives, focus on the positives. Look at all the people you're helping, look at all the girls in the group, look at the community we've got. If someone cancels, fine, there's someone else out there wanting their space, so just go for it.
And thank you so much, Charlotte. I think that was just so invaluable. And I think we all notice when Charlotte talks that the energy level she's got is so high, to the point that I shared Charlotte in my story yesterday, and I have a follower that messaged me and she said, yeah, she is. She's amazing. As soon as you shared her a few weeks ago, I started following her and her energy is just so infectious. And that's somebody that's, you know, just ended up following Charlotte. And I think, you know, we do have a decision as to how we move forward. And there's one thing I can share about, you know, particularly for you guys, we do have quite a lot of you who are looking to build a residual income, who are looking into the Level Up mentorship this next time round, which is going to start a week Monday. There's one thing that I've noticed about the girls that have gone diamond so far in my business. I'll tell you one thing that is really, really apparent. No matter what the cost, no matter what the heck happens in the process of going to diamond, they make it an absolute non-negotiable that is happening. They get their blinders on, they lose someone off the back, hey ho, it doesn't matter. You know, on Thursday, Charlotte woke up to 4 coaches going inactive, which is quite a big deal. And I thought to myself, how is Charlotte going to take this? You know, and it's interesting to me to watch. And it was her attitude that defined the fact that I'm certain is going to hit diamond on Thursday. So really just remember that this business is so much built on mindset and being like a dog with a bone with it. And I always say, you know, you're a train, you're going to keep going. People can fall off the back, but you're going to keep going. You want to feed that through your posts and things like that. You know, that kind of mindset, you are unstoppable. And I can see that with Charlotte. So well done. And we have quite a lot of guys quite close behind. So Donna's, she's half an emerald away. So she's just trying to rebuild her diamond right now. Ginny is really close as well. I think she needs 2 more coaches. Marty's halfway there. Tasha's halfway there. Jo has got she's got 2 coaches on each side already. So she's a she's just beavering away over there and kind of not really making a scene. But I looked at her business center the other day and was amazed that she's basically halfway there. So she's going to be in the Level Up group, the new one as well. So the Level Up mentorship. So this is what Charlotte was talking about. This is something that I've been really trying to refine and change and tweak all the time that I've been a coach. You know, I want you guys to know that for me, yes, I want us to achieve this elite goal as a team together collectively in 2020. And I know we will. We absolutely will. We've got all the points. We just need 2 more diamonds. But for me, what's fundamentally important, and I want to share this with you, is that it's not about me. It's about me giving you guys the skills so that you can do what I do, but more than what I do. And I said this to my Level Up group, that my greatest goal for you is that you exceed what I do. You know, and that for me, that's why I pour into you. That's why I, you know, take the time to refine and tweak and change the way that I run this, so that I give you guys the best opportunity to have those skills. So to be in the Level Up mentorship, it is a 4-week course. It will start on Monday, the 7th of September. You need to be an active emerald or above by that date. And if, you know, rank advancement date is Thursday, if you happen to enroll the 2 coaches after that Thursday, but you would have been there for the Monday, I will let you in. And what I need to see from you, if you want to apply to join that, I'm going to give you guys additional time and training, more one-on-ones and everything else. And so in return, I want to see a clear vision, whatever that is for you. No one's vision is better than anyone else's. We're all going to have a different vision of what we want from this business and why it's important. But I really want to know that you guys have taken the time over that you have clear goals, you know where you're going with it, that you've submitted 2 weeks of the bat. Again, I don't want anyone in this group who can't complete the tracker. I'm sorry, but that is a requirement. If you're going to level up, you need to be doing that tracker. And it needs to be submitted by Sunday, the 6th of September. So I'm really going to be giving you guys strategies for personal and professional development. So I shared a lot actually on Thursday about mindset and everything else, but also professional. So how to do a sneak peek, how I put it together, the strategy, how it all goes. And you need to be looking to advance to diamond definitely in 2020. And there'll be 1 weekly one-on-one call with you every week. And we have a different tracker in that group. So the Diamond Retreat is the 23rd to 25th of October. It's in Nottinghamshire. It is it's a wooden hut with a hot tub. I'm paying for all of it. All you guys need to do is get the accommodation to go there. You need to have held your diamond rank for 6 weeks. So you need to hit diamond rank by the 10th of September. So there's a lot of girls absolutely gunning for that right now, and I cannot wait. There'll be photo shoots and all sorts. So here's success starters. This is kind of where we are at the moment. Joe hit it in month 1. Gail has hit it for month 1. Becca has hit it for month, that says 2, but month 1. Hayley for month 1. And we've got Shannon's already hit it for month 2. And Zainab. And I know we've got a few of you guys really going for it this month to hit Success Club again within your first 6 months. So here's a Success Club board. So me at 24, Charlotte in at 12, and I think she's gained 8 of those Success Club points, or no, 6 of those Success Club points in the past, I think 24 or 36 hours. So really, guys, when you make the decision that you're going to do it, it doesn't need to be the whole month to hit those numbers. It's just that mindset piece of, I am doing this. Helen in at 6, Hayley in at 4, Tasha in at 4, Laura Bates in at 4, Shania in at 4, and Taylor in at 4. So the guys are super close to Success Club. So if that was me, I would be pulling out absolutely every stop to get there in the next 24 hours. Chelsea at 2, Louise at 2, Laura at 2, Taylor at 2, Taryn at 2, Shannon at 2, Alex at 2, Charlotte White at 2, Stephanie French at 2, Joe Baldock at 2, Amina at 2, Jenny at 2, and Marty at 2. So this was something I did share in the Level Up mentorship group earlier on this week. And I'm not going to make the whole call about it, but I just thought I just wanted to give you a taste of this. This was what Josh Coates shared in the team call that he did for us earlier on this week, once a month, because of my professional development course. He shares it for the elite push coaches teams. And he was talking about masculine and feminine energy. And he was talking about how masculine energy is that, like, I'm going to go and get it. I'm going to get really focused in this moment of time, and I am not going to be distracted. And it's basically the kind of, excuse my language, but get shit done mode. And he says, basically masculine energy is you just being an asshole. And he said, in this business, you need to have asshole energy in order to move it forward. And he said, a lot of the time, coaches in this business who are female, who are really driven, they have a lot of this, which can be a challenge. And coaches that struggle to concentrate and they kind of flip between things and they're sort of all creative, they get stuck in the visuals, they want to make it look pretty. That's kind of feminine energy. And he really speaks about the concept and importance of having both of them in your business. And what I loved and what I've been really running through my mind this, past few days since watching that call, is that when I am doing those power hours, which hopefully, we've done little power 30 blocks, haven't we, in these calls? And really the reason for that, and it all makes sense to me now, but now I understand this, is that you're working in masculine energy in those power blocks where you're producing those income producing activities. So invites and follow-ups, you want to be in that energy for that period of time that you have set yourself to complete that task. But then it's really important throughout the day that you move into the feminine energy. And this can be true of like the career you're currently doing, so that you don't hit burnout, so that essentially you could then move on and create visuals for your bootcamp. That would be feminine energy. Or curating a post. And actually it's really interesting because when Josh shared that, it made me realize the reason why I actually don't schedule out all my posts. Because for me, because I do this full time, i.e. I do it around after school, I actually realized that that's my way of breaking up the day naturally. I don't constantly say masculine energy. I'll do a task and then I'm like, oh, I've had a bit of enough of that now. And I'll move to drafting my post and tweaking my photo and getting it, ready to post. So I think that is absolutely the fundamental to success. But, some of us are going to have more feminine energy. Some of us are going to have more masculine energy. And he basically says, if you're the person that gets into a power hour and you drift, you're moving into feminine energy too much, and you need pockets of masculine, like go get it done. That's what I'm doing in that time. And that's where you're going to see that success to kind of inch your business forward. So I just wanted to share that because it's really been something that's been on my mind since I learned it. And hopefully it'll be helpful for you to recognize where that energy is coming in. So today I actually thought, right, what haven't we covered in these calls for a long time? What would be really useful for all of you guys? I know some of you are way more experienced with your social media than others. Some of this won't be rocket science or news to you. However, I'm pretty certain that there's going to be something that every single one of you takes out of this social media element of the call. So I want you to really, first of all, imagine your social media. And imagine that it's not your page, right? Imagine that you are looking at your social media and it is not your page. And you are somebody that is looking at that page and wondering whether or not you're going to respond to an invite or a message that that person has sent you. And I want you to think about whether, if that was your page and that was that person messaging you as you appear on social media right now, what would you think and would you reply? And I reckon we can call ourselves out quite a lot on this call about that. So does it look like your shop front is open, number one? If you haven't appeared in a post for 3 days or 5 days or even 2 days, in my opinion, your shop front is closed. You haven't opened for business. You might be in your stories, but this was something that when I was a new coach, Mackenzie absolutely drummed into us. She said there should never be a day when you are a new coach that you are not showing up in your grid, right? When you're a newer coach, you don't have that liberty and benefit of having built that trust over the passage of time. So someone like Mackenzie, for example, Janine, Danielle, they'll often post once every 2 or 3 days. However, they've been coaches for 4 years, right? They've built that trust. They've had the ability to build that trust. So they're at a point with their business where they don't need to curate a post each day. So is your shop front open? Is your shop front open when it comes to your stories? Now, we all know, or hopefully know, that with the Instagram algorithm, stories is where it's at. Stories is where we can see who's actually watching me live in real time, who's the most interested. And you better bet, again, if you've got 2 or 3 stories in your grid on your stories, number one, the algorithm isn't going to work in your favor because it's saying, oh, this girl doesn't post many stories. But number two, this is where people are connecting with you. This is where people that you're building trust. This is where you have a window to let them into your life. And if you're just posting your workout, your superfood, you're doing a bit of a chat about your workout and you've got a screenshot of going to work and that's it all day, I'm afraid, guys, it's not going to cut it. Okay. And I want to be honest, I'm not calling anyone out, but I know that I needed that in the beginning. And I know when I received a call like this, it gave me some home truths about what I was and wasn't doing. And my hope is that this does the same for you, because honestly, that call was invaluable to me. Are the photos bright? Can people see your face? Okay. People don't want to see your face, contrary to popular belief. I think, certainly as a new coach, I thought, oh, well, when all these people on social media constantly posting themselves in their grid, it's really vain. That was my view of it, right? It is not vain. There's a lot of research that's been done to say that you build trust with other people watching you on social media through the number of times that they see your face, okay? And if it is a dark, gloomy photo and they can't see what you're doing, or you've kind of hidden from the camera and they don't really get a glimpse in on that grid, chances are when you've sent them a message or you've followed them and they go into your grid and they can see, your beach bar, your shake posted on your grid, and maybe a coffee, they're not going to follow you back. They can't build connection. Okay. So remember, yes, the stories are important, but when someone comes to follow you back, they're going to look at what your grid's been like. What have you been posting? Does it immediately pop? Would you follow you? Right? Does your page look inviting? And I'm not saying it needs to be highly edited or highly, brightened and everything else. What I'm saying is it needs to look appealing. Instagram is a visual platform, okay? The caption is important, but what is going to capture people is the actual picture, okay? When you look at that search page on Instagram, what do you see? The caption or the photo? You see the photo, guys. So if you think, well, my caption's great, the photo's not amazing, but it will do because the caption's really good, it doesn't work. Okay. So yes, our business for the most part, with what we do is Instagram. Some of us build more in Facebook, but it's certainly not something I really build in. And so there is an expectation that you have a certain level of caliber on that grid. And I really want you guys to hold yourself to account on that. Is your grid up to scratch? Would you follow you back based on what you're seeing? Okay. Does your page reflect the business you intend it to be? And this was a huge one for me. I looked at my page and I was always like, well, I'm a bit slapdash. I'm not a perfectionist. My grid's never going to look perfect. Doesn't really matter. Okay, fine. Maybe that is my personality, and naturally I take messy action. That's why I've seen success, honestly, because I'm not a perfectionist. But I appreciated that whether or not I liked it, I needed to polish up my Instagram page. If I was going to be a 6 or 7 figure earner a year with this business, my Instagram page should not cut it. Okay. So I want you guys to think about, you might not want that for your vision, and nor do I expect you all to have the same vision, but based on what you want this business to be for you, is it up to scratch? Do you see 10-star diamond coaches, or, you know, some of the top coaches, if indeed that's what you want to be, posting in the way that you're posting? Okay, call yourself out. Have you got 10 stories minimum each day? That really should be the minimum, guys. And whether or not you're working full time, you can do that. When I started this business, I was working 3 different jobs. Arthur was in nursery 2 mornings a week, and I was all over the shop. And you better bet I had at least 10 stories in my page every day, despite the fact that I was working like a dog. Okay. Are you letting people into both your fitness and real life? This is like the number one mistake we all make as new coaches. And to be fair, I think it's valid and warranted. Like, we are not used to sharing our lives, right? So all of a sudden when you become a new coach and you're like, people are saying, well, share a bit of your life and let people in, that's a bit uncomfortable. And it is. But as Charlotte said before we started recording, you've got to step into your fear. You've got to do this stuff that once you've overcome it, you're going to feel amazing. Because without that, guys, again, you won't grow and you won't build a business. So are you sharing fitness, but you're also sharing a personal life, you know, a bit about your story? Definitely once a week, you want to be sharing your story. Why have you come into coaching, or why did you start your fitness journey? What's it done for you? And why is it good for someone else? You know, if you're inviting to boot camps, that needs to be in your grid once a week. If you're inviting to the coach opportunity, you better bet your story about coaching should be in your grid once a week. And are you calling your boot camps to action? This is something else that I see, you know, again, and I've definitely been that girl. Oh, I'm inviting loads of people. No one wants to join me. I'm trying to overcome their objections and they're not keen. Is there a boot camp that you're calling to action? Is it available in your stories? Are you also putting your mouth to the visuals, right? If you're just going to slap visuals in your stories and hope they do the work for you and not confidently talk about what you're offering and what's available, you better bet that people are going to doubt your confidence in what you're offering and they're not going to be interested. Okay, so that full circle piece. When I invite underneath, the line is here. Okay, what's happening on the top, is that reflective of what you're inviting to underneath? And are you showing that confidence and excitement in what you're inviting them to? Because if you're not confident and excited, you better bet when you have this conversation underneath, they're going to go, no, not now, next month, and all of that. So really do that audit. Are you doing that? Have you got a fresh boot camp each month? Are you changing the visuals? Are you branding them? You know, Charlotte had a chat with her earlier and she said, I'm not going to share her theme because it's absolutely bloody awesome, but she's so excited about it and it's completely new. It's completely far field. It's something I would never do. It's super creative and people are going to love it. But are you like really getting into that branding and enjoying that part of the process? Because again, people will sense that. And are you letting people see behind the scenes? Like, you know, when you're fitting in your coach life into your day, you letting them into those little pockets so they can actually see that you're not just doing workouts, you're actually running a business. Again, if people can't see that you're running a business and they just think you're doing fitness and having a shake and eating well, they're not really going to buy that this is a business that could actually build them the life that perhaps they're looking for, that you might be talking about. Okay, so just, you know, like in the car on the way down from the Wirral earlier on, I boomeranged that I was just fitting in some you know, some business time and that I was loving the ability to do that, so that I'm showcasing that, you know, this is the business and I, you know, I'm a businesswoman. Okay. And this was a huge one. This was mentioned at Summit, and I think it was Bonnie Engel, and some of you guys have heard this before. When people come into your page, how are you making them feel? Are you super stressed out? Are you miserable? Do you look upset and stressed? Because you better bet if that's what they're feeling as a general whole when they come into your page, they're not going to follow you back and they're definitely not going to be interested in what you're inviting them to. So your page should release endorphins. You know, it can be a story, like, you know, and I'm not saying it's all rainbows and unicorns, because it's not. So for example, I'll share my story about losing my mum, but I'll always say, if it wasn't for the coaching opportunity, I wouldn't be where I am today for my family. So I give that endorphin releasing feeling on my story once I've shared the negative and what I've worked through. But I don't just say, oh, having a really crap day today, it's been a really bad week. Oh, great, we're a coach, like we're about healthy body and mind, and we've basically said we've had a crap week and we've done nothing about it. Okay, so really think about, what emotions do you feel when you go onto your page? Are you releasing stress? Can they sense that you're absolutely desperate to get people over the line? Because again, if they sense that, they're probably going to run the other way too. Is it fun? Is it feel good? Is it, you know, mix that in? And I'm definitely doing a lot more of that now, and I'm definitely feeling the benefits in my page. So just think about that. How can you let them into your personality? Like, I'm quite fun loving. That's the kind of person I am. So I'm trying to let more of that in, let them see who you are. Would you want to join you? Okay, look at your grid now. Does it make you feel good? Would you be excited about the opportunity you're inviting to, like whether or not it's a boot camp or coach opportunity? Do you feel good when you look at your page? How can you improve and where? And guys, like, hopefully you've got pen and paper, and hopefully, as I've been saying this, you have recognized where actually you've been letting yourself slip, but you've kind of ignored it, because this was definitely what happened to me when I had a call like this. And it forced me to level up. I basically said to myself, do you know what, Izzy? It's not good enough that, you know, you're not polishing your pictures so that it's all got the same look and feel, because that's not a top coach there. That's not. And I called myself out, and actually that's when I started to really shift. Okay, what's your story? As I said, like at the beginning of the call or the beginning of this part, what is your story? Okay, again, I think sometimes we think, well, my story's really boring, it's not as dramatic as that person's, or it's, you know, it's, who cares? It's your story, and somebody else out there is really going to connect with it. Why did you start coaching? Why did you start the boot camps? Let them in. How did you feel when you started? What were you looking for? And how do you feel now? Where were you then and where are you now? Pain and pleasure. Yeah, you probably felt a bit shit about yourself. You had a few pounds to lose, whatever it was. You were looking for something more, and now you feel the best you've ever felt. You've got this incredible community, whatever it might be. 1 in 7 posts, please share your story, because again, that's where you build connection. Is where you build connection. And are you consistent? Are you consistently showing up with at least 10 stories every day? Okay, and are you showing up in your grid? Like, and I want to be honest, like Christmas Day, well, I think I did post on Christmas Day. There've only been a handful of times that I've not posted, one of which was when I got blocked by Instagram. And this business is not built on this lovely freedom idea, guys. Yes, freedom is possible, but there could be no freedom without discipline. And I'm not saying you guys need to work all day long coaching. I don't want that for anyone. That's not the idea of this business. But you have to be disciplined with the time that you do have, particularly when you're on holiday or it's the weekends, because that requires that much more clarity with vision and your why. Because if it's the weekend and you've got loads of family around and you're disappearing off for an hour to do those tasks that this business requires, you better bet that if you haven't got a clear vision and a why, you're just going to go, do you know what, doesn't matter today? Well, it does, because that's where your success is going to be built. So I want you to call yourself out. Are you letting yourself off the hook? Because I don't want for you guys to like work really hard and be like, I've completed the bat, and then like go a whole chunk and miss a few days and then wonder why it's not working. That's why it's not working. Your consistency is trust. Your trust is built on consistency. You know, and I know Mackenzie, like, not to blow my own trumpet, but she'll always say Izzy is so consistent. She's always there. I'm always there. Okay. Some days I'm not as there as I am other days. Like yesterday I had a sports day up north. I wasn't there. When I was on holiday, I was going out for suppers every evening. I wasn't there, but I was still sharing what I was doing. Okay. And that's it. So I'm just going to stop sharing the screen. Has anybody got any questions? Like, please, if you do, like, please just ask them. I know social media is like a kind of whole, you know, minefield. But if you've got questions, I'm so sure if you've got a question, somebody else probably wants the answer to it. So do just share. Marty, it's important to just do it. Don't worry about planning to work perfectly. Just get it out there. Yeah. And the other thing that is really important, something that I look at, is when is a good time for you to post to your audience? Is your audience global? Like my audience is quite US, Canada, UK based. So I'll always post my posts around between 5 and 7 p.m. If you're in the UK and you're posting first thing in the morning, I would look at when your audience is most active, because I don't believe that's the most active time and you're not going to get the most engagement. And if you don't get the most engagement, that's less people you can invite. So really think about that, because that will, you know, that could double your number of invites. It could double your funnel. Has anyone got any questions? No? Stun people into silence. Right, I'm going to stop recording then. Okay.